Hello everyone, this is Gage from Gundabad Smith, and today I'm going to bring you guys another Third Age Reforged online multiplayer battle replay. You can see the beautiful sunset back there marred only by these two evil attacking armies that are besieging this beautiful settlement of EDORAS. Now this is actually a 2 versus 3 siege. There are 2 defenders, 3 attackers, obviously. And the 2 defenders are Baconfish 302 commanding the elves of Lothlorien, and Macalisus commanding the army of the Dwarves. Baconfish 302 was the one that sent me the replay, so a big thank you to him. He also sent me all of the army compositions and player names. So without any further ado, we will go ahead and get into the army compositions, starting off with his own. Now, he has 1 unit of Galadrim veteran warriors down here, 2 units of Sylvan heavy archers, 1 unit of Sindar archers, 3 units of Sylvan heavy swordsmen, 3 units of Sylvan heavy spearmen, 3 units of woodland warriors, I believe that are down here, yes. 1 unit of Sylvan axemen, 2 units of Galadrim mounted company, 1 unit of Sylvan staff masters, 1 catapult, and I believe that pretty much concludes his army composition. So we'll go ahead and go to the dwarves now. Most of his forces are kind of just all like mashed up right here, so I'm just going to kind of read off their army composition just like he did for the elves. He has 1 unit of Mithril Guard, which is where his general is over here. Actually, I forgot to mention that the Elven general is in the unit of Galadrim veteran warriors. Anyway, so the dwarves. So he has 1 unit of Mithril Guard, which is his general's unit. He also has 1 unit of Guards of Khazad-dûm, 2 units of the Khazad warriors, 4 units of Ironfoot spears, kind of to just give his army some more numbers because he has a very elite, very expensive, but rather small army. So he did bring 4 units of Ironfoot spears. Now spears in this game really aren't good, so they're not going to get a lot of kills, but they should be able to bog the enemy down long enough for the Dwarven crossbows to start firing. And speaking of Dwarven crossbows, he has 3 units of the Ironfoot crossbows, as well as 1 unit of the Blacklock engineers. He also has 1 catapult. And he also has 2 units of Ironfoot warriors, I believe 1 unit of miners, 1 unit of merchant militia, and I'm pretty sure that wraps up his army composition. So a pretty small but very elite army nonetheless. So we will go ahead now and look at the attacking armies. The rules, by the way, were 4 archer. This is all max, by the way. You can only have a max of these things. 4 archers, 2 cavalry, 1 troll, 2 javelins, and I'm pretty sure that's it. And then 1 art. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we will start off the attacking army compositions with Harad being commanded by ANC or Ankh. Not sure how you do that, or say that I should say. Demons of the Desert is where his general is. A very expensive, very nice javelin unit with like 30 missile damage. They're also not bad at all in melee, however, they can get shot down relatively easily. This is 2 units of Muhad Berserkers who are pretty nice when supported. They are AP, and that's pretty much the only good thing about them. They can get shot down really quickly. 2 units of Dismounted Serpent Guard, not bad at all, and of course 2 units of the incredibly good Trollmen of Harad. He also has 1 catapult, 1 unit of Haradrim Spearmen, 4 units, I believe, of Southron Warband, 3 units of the Haradrim Archers, who are, of course, the lowest tier archer that Harad has to offer. They're not really archer strong faction anyway. You only have 1 really, like, potentially threatening archer unit. So the Haradrim Archers aren't going to get a lot of kills, so they might be able to maybe annoy the defenders by shooting at some of their unshielded units. You can see his 4th unit of Southern Warband right there with the ram. And then over here you can see by these stakes, well I guess you can't see them, there is the 1 archer unit that Harad has to offer that actually can get a decent amount of kills. That is the Hashari Shadows. And then he has the catapult. I'm pretty sure I said that, and I'm pretty sure that wraps up his army composition. So we'll go over here to his allies. Harad, it was good for him that he actually did have the most units out of his attackers, out of his fellow attackers, because he was kind of all on his own. So we'll look over here at the army of Isengard being commanded by Declan Gardner. He's 1 of the Nazkai bodyguard. Looks like 2 units of Uruk-hai archers, 3 units of Uruk-hai raiders, 4 units of Uruk-hai infantry, 2 units of guards of Orthanc, 2 units of Dunelning clansmen, 1 catapult, 1 black powder cart, which is again not something that we'll see too often, so I'll be sure to keep an eye on that to see if it actually is able to blow up before getting targeted by the Elven archers. Now he has 4 units of Uruk-hai archers. That's very surprising. I probably would have been better maybe to bring at least maybe 2 units of Uruk-hai crossbows instead of the 4 units of Uruk-hai archers, just because against the heavily armored dwarven units as well as the elven units, I feel like the crossbows would be able to get a lot of kills. You just have to be very careful that you wouldn't get targeted down from afar by the elven archers. Now we'll go over here to the rather small Gundabad army being commanded by Joa Jim. He has 2 units of Snaga Stalkers, 2 units of Guardians of Carndum, 1 unit of Witch Realm Blackguard, which is where his general is, 2 units of Witch Realm Pikemen, 1 unit of the Witch Realm Hammerguard, 1 catapult, 1 unit of the Black Orcs of the Mountain, 2 units of Black Orc Warband, and I actually didn't even see them until I was looking back a little bit more closely. You can actually see he also has some Witchers here, who, if they're not targeted down by the Elven Archers or Dwarven Crossbows, they will be able to get a lot of kills. So without any further ado, oh wait, he also swinging trolls with Gundabad, who are actually, looks-wise, probably my favorite troll unit. They look very cool. I like their armor. So anyway, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and start the battle. We've got 2x speed, unfortunately. But anyway, I believe, yeah, Baconfish did actually tell me that this was a very, very close battle, as well as the fact that I had some nice cavalry charges and catapult hits on both sides. You can see the Galadriel mounted company just kind of sitting there. They're a very swift cavalry unit. You can actually see them already moving over here on the Harad side. However, they can get targeted down by arrows. And even the Haradrim archers, you can see, are actually starting to take their toll on these Galadriel mounted company, I'm sorry. Not probably the wisest move to charge into the Southron Warband, who quickly got into shield wall, because not only are they going to get kind of bogged down by these spearmen, they are going to get taken out very quickly by the Warband because they are a spear unit, which means they have a bonus against cavalry. See, the unit is already down to 24 after being at 43 just a moment ago. Did get a decent charge off on these Haradrim archers, but you can see some more Southron Warband coming in to try to stop them from killing any more of his archers. Over there you can see the Haradrim spearmen marching forward. So it looks like the Galadriel mounted company were able to looks like they're able to get away. No, they're going back in for another charge. Because they've already taken a lot of loss, and if they just keep staying here, they're going to take even more from not only the Haradrim archers, but as you can see, the Hashari Shadows are actually firing from point-blank range. Ooh, taking out a lot of them, but not soon enough to stop the mounted company from getting into the catapult crew. Luckily, there weren't that many of them left. There's only 11 now, so they weren't able to get a super good charge off, but if Ankh does not retreat his catapult crew in time, or at least bring some more units over here to kill the cavalry, his catapult crew will fall. Which is going to be a very, very unfortunate thing for him. Because the catapult will be very, very key in taking out those dwarves. So you can see, might be actually it looks like the dwarves who are actually beginning to fire their catapult. And just like that, the one unit of the mounted company has been taken out. Looks like the Demons of the Desert were actually brought forward to try to throw their javelins into the cavalry, but it was really not that necessary. And you can see the Southron Warband and Haradrim Spearmen continuing on their way to batter down the gates and walls. This is a fun map, but unfortunately, as the defenders, you usually, like this, you're submitted to some pretty brutal missile fire, both from artillery and catapults, because there's not really a lot of cover. However, that's just one of the many things that makes this map very interesting. Okay, yeah, these Snoggastalkers are going to have no chance at all against the charges of the Galadriel mounted company. You can see Snoggastalkers already wavering, even though there's still 124 of them. See the catapult actually firing. Oh, and it looks like there's actually some Numenorian Shadow Guard as well. I missed that. Uchtram Hammer Guard. Looks like just the front line of Jim is starting to move forward. Oh yes, charging straight into the back of these Black Uruk Warband. Gonna get a lot of nice kills there. Yeah, look at that, down to 115 already. Definitely not something you want to happen as the attackers. But the catapult crew continuously firing is going to be something that is very, very good for them. If they're able to score some nice hits, possibly on these blobs of like Merchant Militia and Ironfoot Spears, that will be definitely very good for them. The Sylvan Heavy Spearmen are in loose formation now, so they're not going to take too many casualties. But you can see the Isengard catapult taking fire at this huge blob. Oh, look at that, taking out a huge number of those Ironfoot Spears who were in shield wall. If the Dwarves are not careful, he's going to lose a lot of Ironfoot Warriors and Ironfoot Spears here. But you can see actually that Baconfish is returning fire with his catapult over here into the Isengard player's forces. Looks like he took a lot of those Uruk-hai Raiders out. Oh my goodness! Those poor Ironfoot Warriors just got murdered by that catapult hit. That is definitely why you should not keep your units in shield wall like that. Oh, and it looks like one of the Dwarven catapults kind of self-imploded right there as well. As Harad, looks like they have opened up a couple holes in the defenses of Edoras. Edoras? I don't know. Oh, it looks like, okay, yeah, the Woodland Warriors are going to absolutely butcher these Haradrim Spearmen. Looks like the Southern Warband were shot down possibly by the Ironfoot crossbows. Probably not the best use of crossbow ammunition. However, right now crossbows do have a insane amount of ammunition, so it's probably not the biggest deal. Can see that the 3 units of Haradrim archers are just absolutely targeting those poor Ironfoot crossbows, who nonetheless will still be able to stand up to that missile fire with reasonable ease. However, if he leaves them there for long enough, they will actually start dropping pretty quickly. Ooh, actually taking out a couple of those Sylvan Heavy Archers there, but just look at that poor pile of burned Dwarves. Only 9 Galadriel mounted company left. Looks like they were caught by the trolls. However, they took out a lot of those stalkers. These stalkers were actually unable to even batter down the wall completely. And over here, the Sylvan Heavy Spearmen actually pushed out of the fortress and broke this other unit of Snaga Stalkers. However, if Baconfish is not careful, these Uruk-hai are going to be able to sneak right in, and it will mean that this unit of Spearmen is just going to be caught out, frankly, and they're going to just get surrounded and cut down. You can see actually that Baconfish is taking advantage of these Uruk-hai archers who are perhaps a little too close, too far in advance of the rest of their army, getting a pretty decent charge off on them. Take a look over here. Yeah, it looks like Isengard has actually taken quite a beating from the catapult. Doesn't look like it was on too many expensive units though. Oh, and there goes the minecart. Taking out one of the walls. Oh, there's actually some half-orc Baneguard as well. Oh. Yeah, jeez. I would be interested to see if you could, like... If I was him, I would probably have waited until the grind up here with all the elites. Because then you might be able to... just push it up here, blow up this wall, and then kill a lot of the elites in the process with that mine. Because it does have a crazy amount of splash damage. You can actually see that the dwarves and possibly elves are actually are being forced to push down a lot of forces down here to meet the Haradrim forces. Yeah, you can see actually these Sylvan Axemen pushed out very, very far, now getting surrounded by, it looks like 3 units of Southland Warband. However, there are some Woodland Warriors and Ironfoot Warriors down here to flank the flankers, essentially. So Ankh is going to have to be extremely, extremely careful here if he does not want the bulk of his infantry right there to get surrounded, which you can see is why he's committing his unit of Dismounted Serpent Guard as well as some Haradrim Archers here. However, against the AP of the Ironfoot Warriors, these Dismounted Serpent Guard will fall pretty dang quickly. So, yeah, Ankh is really going to have to... Yeah, he's probably going to have to think about committing his Trollmen soon. Which is rather unfortunate, but that's just what happens. But a very cool siege so far. I did not expect so much, like, pushing out by the defenders. Very cool tactic. You can see that the Sindar Archers are returning fire at these Uruk-hai Archers. And you also see that a lot of the Isengard forces have been pouring into the hole created by that minecart. Fire arrows are, of course, not the greatest to use against infantry, but it does look very cool, so. Black Uruk Warband now engaging in the melee against some Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. And over here, looks like some miners and a merchant militia are going to plug up this hole against the Black Uruk Warband and Black Uruks of the mountain. Might want to consider targeting these Black Uruks of the mountain with either the Sindar Archers, Sylvan Heavy Archers, or crossbows, just because they, of course, don't have any shields, which means they will drop very quickly to missile fire of any kind. Same goes for these half-orc Bane Guard, but the Bane Guard are, of course, pretty cheap. But it looks like most of Baconfish's archers are focusing over here on Harad. Looks like they may be targeting some of those, just some of these blobs. Yeah, look at this, these Dismounted Serpent Guard and Southland Warband right here are just taking some brutal flanking volleys from the Ironfoot Crossbows and Sylvan Heavy Archers. I keep wanting to say Sindar Heavy Archers, but it's Sylvan Heavy Archers. Yeah, look at this, a very, very interesting tactic by the defenders right here, pushing out hard against Harad, probably trying to take advantage of the fact that Harad does not have any army out here to kind of help support it. But oh, look at that. Now the catapult of the Dwarves and Elves is starting to work over here. Baconfish getting a lot of friendly fire, unfortunately, but the Dwarven catapult was able to get a nice hit on the Southern Warband. See the Trollmen of Harad over here going to try to flank around right here. Definitely a good idea, because right here is definitely where the attackers are starting to struggle very hard. It's actually got 2 units of Trollmen here, as well as the Muhad Berserkers and Hashari Shadows, who are now down to 13. Man, they must have gotten butchered by missile fire from the Elves. Oh, more catapult hits. Oh, just barely missing. Only taking out those poor 4 Southland Warband. But oh, look at this. The 83 that are left are actually wavering. Oh, you can see the Muhad Berserkers are actually sneaking around. No, they're just going to try to come back around and surround these forces right here. the Sylvan Staff Masters, Woodland Warriors, as well as the Ironfoot Spears. But over here you can see, oh, that Ironfoot Spears, Woodland Warriors, and more Ironfoot Spears are actually taking out these Uruk-hai Raiders who have come around from the hole created by the minecart and have snuck all the way around here and are beginning to fight against the units on this side. So yeah, the Isengard forces that were able to sneak around because of the minecart have come over here to help out Harad, which is definitely very, very key, seeing as Harad is getting essentially just pushed out from attacking by the very aggressive defenders. The struggle for words is real. See, the Uruk-hai archers look like they're trying to get around into a position to fire at the flanks, perhaps, of some of these units, but they're going to get caught by these Ironfoot Spears. Oh no, they're trying to run away, but the Uruk-hai Raiders are trying to help them out as well. But you can see over here that some Sylvan Heavy Archers that are out of ammo, and some more Ironfoot Spears, oh, looks like the Catapult Crew actually, are coming out to help out over here. Uruk-hai Archers actually pushing out of the gate. Maybe they're out of ammo and they're trying to just help out Harad, who, as you can see, has been heavily reduced by the aggressive play right here by the defenders. Catapult Crew, the Dwarven Catapult must be out of ammo. Sylvan Heavy Archers, Iron for crossbows. Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen are actually going to be... No, more Sylvan Heavy Archers. So the ammo of the defenders is running thin. It looks like already pretty much all the units of Baconfish's archers are out of ammo, with the possible exception of the Sindar archers. But of course the crossbows are still firing. They have an insane amount of ammo. Oh, Catapult's still firing, getting a lot of nice hits, this time on the Trollmen. That is definitely very, very key right there, because the Trollmen are a very expensive unit. They're AP in melee and have hit points. They're very, very deadly. You can see the fire arrows of the Uruk-hai archers coming over the hill right here, trying to, again, support his ally with a little bit of missile fire. And that catapult, man, just wreaking havoc on the elites of AMC. Here, I think I'm actually going to turn down the camera movement speed. It's a little bit fast for my liking. Anyway, you can see now though that the defenders are starting to pay for their aggressiveness. They are starting to lose their forces out here very, very quickly. However, I'm not sure it was entirely a mistake, because they took out a lot of Harad's forces, especially the Trollmen. Taking out that many Trollmen with the catapult is a very, very good thing. I mean, just look how many Southern Warband are dead. Over here, looks like the defenders are starting to take out the Uruk-hai that had come over to help out Harad. The Ironfoot Spears and Sylvan Heavy Archers have pretty much mopped up the rest of these raiders. And some Sylvan Heavy Archers are coming over here to flank what's left of the Haradrim forces out here. So we'll take a look over here now. I believe there might be some more action going on between Gundabad and the Elves and Dwarves. Yes, looks like over here it's pretty much the same. The Dwarves are pushing out really hard. You can see some Guards of Orthanc over here trying to hold the line, keep them from pushing out too far. And over here you can actually see some more clansmen, well, some clansmen and some half-orc Vanguard in the full fight against some Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. Backed up by the clansmen, I believe the Vanguard probably will do pretty decently against the Sylvan Heavy Spearmen, just because the Sylvan Heavy Spearmen do not actually have hit points, unlike something like the Elder Runway Spearmen. Also, there's just the fact that Spearmen aren't that good at killing anything in this game at the moment. So the Vanguard probably will be able to prevail against the Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. Oh my goodness! Did you see that? That took out half of the entire unit of Galadrim Veteran Warriors right there. That was insane. That is just terrible for Baconfish right there, because they don't have like any ammo. I believe they're already out of ammo actually, and that unit in melee is insanely good. So that's definitely not something you want to happen. Oh, right after that, one of Baconfish's catapults got taken out actually. Decent amount of Sindar archers going down. Ironfoot crossbows still firing. And no, by the way, I do not actually know what's going to happen in this battle. So far, I mean, it's very close. I do not know what's going to happen. I mean, over here, it looks like the defenders might be starting to kind of lose this, but over here with Harad, I mean, Harad is just struggling so very much. They probably will be able to prevail eventually. It's just the fact that they're not going to have a whole lot left. Oh, I mean, look at this. Look at all the Ironfoot Spears that are still left over. I mean, with the support of these Uruk-hai Raiders, they might be able to pull this off, but they're not going to really have anything left for the final assault up here. Especially with Lothlorien's catapult still firing. Oh no, I take it back. They're out of ammo now. But yeah, some really good catapults. Oh, and another good catapult. This catapult hit. This time taking out the Ironfoot crossbowmen. Dang. There's some really good catapult hits there. Actually see a lot of rotting meat being fired now too, so it looks like most of the catapult ammo for both teams has run out. Ironfoot Spear still pushing hard. These Uruk-hai archers are actually in a very excellent position just to fire straight into the back of those Sylvan Heavy archers and Woodland Warriors, who of course don't have shields. But, oh no, I was going to say they might be silenced for at least time by the catapult crew, but no. Sindar archers look they might be being brought down to open up some more volleys. And the catapult of Gundabad still targeting those Ironfoot crossbowmen, who are just so deadly. But yeah, I don't know, because there's still 3 units of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen right here. There's still the 2 units of Khazad Warriors, and of course the Guards of Khazad-dûm and Mithril Guard, who in a choke point will be able to take out just so many units. I mean, I just don't know. It'll be very difficult. I mean, Gundabad looks like they still do have actually quite a lot of elites left over. They've still got the Hammer Guard and Witchers, Trolls, Guardians, Khazad-dûm, and Blackguard. It's just going to be a very, very close battle. You actually see over here that the Miners and Merchant Militia were taken out by the Black Arcs of the Mountain. Numenor and Shadowguard's only down to 39 now. If I had any ammo left, I would really consider targeting these Witchers as the defenders, but I don't know if they have very much ammo left anyway. And over here you can see the Guards of Orthanc and Witchrealm Pikemen beginning to cut down these Ironfoot Spears who are holding the gate. Well, more just pushing out of the gate, really. Over here, there is 31 Sylvan Heavy Spearmen, and then behind them there are 63 fighting against the Clansmen and a Bane Guard. Excuse me. Yeah, I really do like this map. It's very cool, but I'm also very excited to see the new and improved version of it for the next patch. I also really want to play it on the Reforged Carandros. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't know what's happening with my voice all of a sudden. So we'll... Oh, actually, the Black Arcs of the Mountain doing a nice flanking maneuver right here. Going into the back of these Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. However, they're going to get flanked by these... this unit of Ironfoot Spears. However, this was the only unit up here protecting this ramp all the way up to the main area. So if Gundabad or Isengard are able to push any more units through this hole, they will not only be able to surround these Ironfoot Spears here, but go all the way up here and maybe try to silence those Ironfoot crossbowmen. Let's take a look at where Isengard is. A lot of Uruk-hai archers are dead. We've still got a... Wow, we've still got a lot of Uruk-hai infantry, actually. 3 units. Over here, some... Yeah, there we go. The Uruk-hai archers have now been taken out by the Woodland Warriors and Catapult crew. And Ironfoot crossbowmen are now being committed in melee. Oh, my goodness. Harad is pretty much just non-existent at this point. All they've got pretty much now are some scattered remains of trollmen and then their general's unit of demons of the desert who are actually being committed in melee right now. The Ironfoot crossbows really should not be underestimated in melee. They are AP, so they can get a lot of damage done. So if they are able to back up these leftover Sylvan Heavy Spearmen and... Or no, Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. Ironfoot Spears and Sylvan Heavy Archers, they will be able to take out these Uruk-hai Raiders. It's definitely not looking good for the attackers right now, especially because the Woodland Warriors are coming over here with the Catapult crew to re-support their lines. But yeah, very interesting defense, very, very aggressive, taking out so many of those Haradrim right there. 62 to 65%, very, very close. Very close indeed. You can see Haradrim Archers being committed in melee. I believe that's the last unit that Harad actually has at on the field that hasn't been committed in melee yet. Up here, Sindar Archers down to 36, and yes, you can actually see that the Witchrealm Hammer Guard have been committed over here. They will be able to take out these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen without much trouble, however, you can see they're going to take a lot of losses from those Sindar Archers, so Joachim is really going to have to consider bringing over another unit just to kind of support his Witchrealm Hammer Guard and have them take a little bit less of the archer fire. which hopefully is what these Numenorean Shadow Guard are going to do. You actually see some Galadrim veteran warriors being brought down, probably just going to hold the line with those crossbowmen, but who knows, maybe they might actually go all the way down here to help out these Ironfoot spears. Oh man, I just don't know. It's just so close. The Ironfoot spears right here are about to get taken out, which means they will be free to kind of flank around this unit and help out these Bane Guard and Black Uruks. But over here, it's still looking very, very unfortunate for the attackers. You can see the Hammer Guard are already down to 66. They were at 86 just a moment ago, proving just how deadly the Lothlorien Sindar archers can be. And yes, the Galadrim veteran warriors are being committed to melee. However, the Guardians of Cardoom will be able to help out a lot right here. Just the extra mass will really help out Gundabad's Witch Realm Hammer Guard. Oh, and up here you can see that those Numenorean Shadow Guard were just butchered by the what's left of the Galadrim veteran warriors. Actually, some Sylvan heavy swordsmen being brought down. So it looks like the defenders might really not be thinking too much about storing up units up here. I mean, up here they still have enough definitely to hold this little choke point, but they're really being very aggressive with their defense here. I actually like it a lot. Oh my! Look at this. Looks like some Sylvan heavy archers. They might have, like, I don't know what they did. They might have run all the way around here or something, because somehow they got around the wall and flanked around. You can actually see that the defenders have handily beaten Harad, and as well as the units that Isengard sent over to help out. So they're going to be able to take what's left of their forces right here, which is not a whole lot, and reset up their defense over here. You can actually see that the the main bulk of Isengard infantry is coming over here now. The Uruk-hai infantry, looks like the Nazkai bodyguard are actually being brought over as well. Ironfoot spears still holding strong, and over here though you can see that the Sylvan heavy spearmen are starting to drop. Well, have been dropping, I should say. Ironfoot spears down to 12. If they're able to break through there, that'd be a great that'd be definitely a very good thing. Probably might want to consider using the like shield wall exploit, I guess you could say, right here with the Guards of Orthanc, just to push through, kind of break those Ironfoot spears. You can do the same thing over here with the Guardians of Cardoom against the Galadrim veteran warriors and Sylvan heavy swordsmen. Oh, actually, there's 2 units of Sylvan heavy swordsmen down here. Guardians of Cardoom and Trolls of Gundabad backing up the Witch Realm Hammer Guard and the Guardians over here. Witch Realm Hammer Guard really have taken a lot of losses to the elites of the elves, mainly just those Galadrim veteran warriors. But yeah, if Joachim is able to use that exploit with the shield wall, they will be able to take out these Galadrim veteran warriors and the Sylvan heavy swordsmen without a whole lot of trouble. But I do not know actually if he's going to use that. See some, yeah, Uruk-hai infantry, Nazkai bodyguard. Percentage of allies is 70% to enemies is 72%, so still very, very close. Only four Trolls of Gundabad left, and they're going to get killed very quickly by these Sylvan heavy swordsmen and Sindar archers if they're not supported. So I would really consider taking these guys out of the fight here and just bringing them back over here to help out the Guardians of Cardoom and Witch Realm Blackguard, or Witch Realm Hammer Guard. But nope, looks like it's just going to leave him there, so now he's down to just 1 troll that was left here in the first place. Guards of Orthanc actually being taken out of the fight, very surprising. But the Witch Realm Pikemen and Uruk-hai archers are going to get out here and probably, yeah, flank around these Ironfoot spears. However, there's some more missile fire coming down from the Ironfoot crossbows who have just been firing there pretty much the whole time. Okay, it does look like Gundabad is doing that shield wall push thing. Witch Realm Hammer Guard, there's only 10 of them left, trying to stop the flank of those Sindar archers. May be able to slow it for a bit, but not long enough. I believe there's just the 127, 126. Oh wow, yeah, those Guardians of Cardoom are dropping quickly. There's only 45 left in the other unit as well. Over here, though, you can see that there's being a pretty hard push right here, being brought about by Isengard, pushing a lot of Uruk-hai infantry through there in shield wall, and some Witch Realm pikemen are being brought over here to help out his Guardians of Haradrim, who are just taking horrendous casualties right now. Holy cow! And over here, you can see that pretty much everything that was over here has been taken out of the fight and is being committed over here, because there are no there's really nothing to worry about over here except for the Demons of the Desert right here, who will be able to get a decent amount of kills, but not a whole lot. I mean, they're not being really supported by anything except for these like what, 15 Haradrim archers. Not to mention that the Blacklock engineers are actually firing. So yeah, definitely not good at all for ANC. There's still actually 6 Dwarven miners left. Good for them. Getting a nice little downhill charge right there. Those miners. Even the miners are AP. Pretty much every Dwarven unit is AP. Oof. You can see actually that the Demons of the Desert are carving their way through these Ironfoot spears, merchant militia, and crossbowmen. However, as soon as they're pretty much like almost through, the Blacklock engineers are just going to open up on them, and they're just going to get absolutely melted by missile fire. However, it looks like they're not even going to get that chance because the Khazad warriors are actually being brought down here to try to finish off those Demons of the Desert. The second unit of Khazad warriors is here as well. And the Blacklock engineers are turning their attention over on this side with the other 2 units of Ironfoot crossbowmen. Sindar archers again flanking around, this time around the Witch Realm pikemen, because the Guardians of Karndum and Witch Realm Hammerguard have been completely taken out. Only 17 Galadrim veteran warriors, however one of them is still the general. And over here you can see that Joachim is committing his last unit of Witch Realm pikemen over here. Over here. Looks like, unfortunately for the pikemen, looks like they may be facing the wrong way, so they're just going to get chopped in the back by those Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen. Over here, though, you can see that the Uruk-hai infantry has made quite a lot of headway. However, because they're so blobbed up, they're going to take a lot of losses from the Ironfoot crossbows up there on that very nice position. However, over here, the half-orc Baneguard and Clansmen have been taken out by a flank from these Sylvan Heavy Archers, who I assume went like all the way around, because that's really the only explanation of how the Baneguard and Clansmen were taken out so quickly, especially when they were so close to killing the Spearmen off. As you can see, there are only 6 left of. There are also only 33 Ironfoot spears, however they're going to be reinforced right here by these Sylvan Heavy Archers. Definitely not looking good for the attackers right now. But still, it's within 4%. It's not like it's like not close at all. It's still very close. Especially as you can see the Witch Realm pikemen over here, and it looks like there's the Witch Realm Blackguard there as well in the back, but they're not being committed just yet. I would really consider committing the Blackguard and the Witchers just to get their money's worth, because if you do not actually commit them early on, then obviously they're just going to get surrounded and killed without getting very many kills at all. You actually see that a lot of those Witchers are bloodied up probably from missile fire, I assume from the... Oh my goodness, those crossbows. Probably from the crossbows, but also it could have been from the Sindar Archers or Galadrim Veteran Warriors. Still 26 Sindar Archers, 14 Galadrim Veteran. And over here, oh my goodness, those poor Uruk-hai infantry were just absolutely butchered by the crossbows. You can still see that he has 2 units left of Uruk-hai infantry as well as the Nazkai bodyguard. So, man, it's just very close. Pretty much the only way the attackers are going to win this is if they are able to get the Witchers up here, push through the defense down here to silence the crossbows, and then, yeah, it's just gonna be very hard. Really, the only way I see the attackers winning this is if they somehow get the Witchers all the way up here to take out the guards of Khazad-dûm and Mithril Guard. That's really the only way I can see the attackers managing to pull this off. Witch Realm pikemen breaking. Oof, definitely not good. Oh my goodness, just the never-ceasing crossbow fire. You can actually see the guard. Oh, I forgot about them. There's still 2 very healthy units of guards of Orthanc. I mean, they're not going to be able to get a lot of killing done, but they can definitely support a battle line as well as push through if they're made to go into shield wall. However, even they are going to get killed very quickly by the crossbows if they are left out in the open. Still heavy swordsmen fighting now against Uruk-hai infantry. I was rather disappointed that there were no Uruk-hai crossbows, even though they would have gotten targeted heavily by the Lothlorien archers. They would have been able to do a lot of damage to something like the Galadrim veteran warriors or Sylvan heavy swordsmen who don't have shields. Not to mention the units like the Khazad warriors, Ironfoot crossbows, and the elites. Over here, though, you can still see that Demons of the Desert were able to push through here. Still 2 Trollmen, still 6 Haradrim archers, and they're now all going to fight against these Khazad warriors. They might actually be able to take them out. I don't know. There's 107 Khazad warriors against what, 48 Demons of the Desert. I mean, the Demons of the Desert are very elite, but they've been fighting for so long now. Probably all of their hit points are gone. So I don't know if they'll be able to take out the Khazad warriors. I just don't know if they have the mass enough. You can already see actually that the warriors are pushing through the demons. Oh, but look, finally, these 2 units of Ironfoot crossbowmen are out of ammo. Now the only missile unit left on the field that still has ammo are these Blackhawk engineers, who even they have been firing for quite some time, so they probably don't have a whole lot of ammo left anyway. But dang, that was just so good right here by the, I believe it was the Isengard catapult, taking out like half of the unit of those Galadrim veteran warriors. Okay, actually, yeah, you can actually see the Witchrealm Blackguard being committed against these Ironfoot crossbows. Blackguard will be able to take out the crossbows pretty easily. For being a sword and shield unit, they actually are AP, something that's really not very common at all for sword and shield units. So they will be able to take out these heavily armed Ironfoot crossbowmen pretty quickly. However, there is, of course, the second unit of Ironfoot crossbows up here, as well as the Khazad warriors. But it also looks like the Blackguard are going to get targeted by these Blackhawk engineers. Oh, there's Witchers here. I would not waste the ammo on the Ironfoot crossbows, but oh well. Witchers 2 battles in a row, that's very cool. I don't know if these ones will actually be able to be used as effectively as the ones in the other battle. Because those ones, wow, those ones were epic. Let's see if they fire. No, looks like the Blackhawk engineers are targeting the units over here. Not a bad idea at all. Firing straight into the flanks of these Uruk-hai infantry and probably the bodyguard as well. Ooh, Guards of Orthanc taking a lot of losses from these Sindar archers. Which is why, of course, the Nazca bodyguard... Oh, no. I was going to say they might be committed against the flank of those Sindar archers, but I guess not. So the Witchers are still having a little bit of trouble getting into position to fire their fiery balls of flames. Ooh, yep, okay. Goodbye, Nazca bodyguard. They just got absolutely shredded right there from a flanking volley. Pretty much, there's only a few that aren't bloodied up now. And I can imagine their hit points are just gone. Oh my goodness. That is definitely not good. But I mean, it's the attackers are... No, I shouldn't say they're kind of pulling it back, especially because the percentage is definitely starting to turn in favor of the defenders now. But still, it's been a very, very close battle so far. If the Nazca bodyguard weren't taking so many losses from the Blackhawk engineers, I would say it's still a very good chance that the attackers could win it. But now I just don't know. Demons of the Desert have taken a lot of losses right here, but they might actually be able to take out all of the Khazad warriors. However, there are the Guards of Khazad-dûm right here, which, if they're going to be committed against the Demons of the Desert, will mean utter doom for them. For the demons, I mean, not for the guards, of course. Yes, it looks like they're going to be committed against the demons. So, goodbye, Demons of the Desert. And you just saw the Lothlorien general fall. I believe that's maybe the... Yeah, I believe he doesn't have anything left, actually, besides them. Or besides his... Yeah, that was one of his last units. He's only got 13 Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen. There's only 7 Sindar Archers. There's still actually 27 Nazca bodyguards, so that's definitely good. But I mean, they just took so many losses from the Blackhawk Engineers. So did the Guards of Orthanc. I mean, there were 2 very healthy units of Guards of Orthanc right there, and they were just absolutely butchered. Perhaps if they tried to do the shield wall thing, they might have taken a little less casualties, but I don't know. 96 to 91, the the attackers kind of pulled it back in their favor, slightly. Ooh, looks like the Black Engineers are finally out of ammo. Committed against those Demons of the Desert, actually taking out the general. Excuse me. Well, yeah, this is actually. Oh, I mean, really, it just comes down. It's really just going to come down to if the Witchers are going to be able to be used to their full, to their greatest like efficiency, I guess you could say. I don't know. It really just is. It's really just going to come down to how effective. What's his name? Joachim is going to be able to use these Witchers. Like, if he's able to use these Witchers to take out the guards of Khazad-dûm and Mithril Guard, they might actually be able to pull it off, because right here, I feel like the Black Guard with the Guards of Orthanc and the Bodyguard will probably be able to take out these Khazad warriors, especially because there's still 83 which. Oh, please don't. Oh, why? Why is he taking them away? You need to keep them in the fight, dude. Okay, I believe that it's kind of a waste, especially because he's just making the Guards of Orthanc fight there in place of these Witch Realm Blackguard. Oh, okay, yeah, well, that was a good hit, but I feel like it was a waste. I mean, because what they have left is not enough to take out the Guards of Khazad-dûm and Mithril Guard in a choke point. At least I don't think it is. It might be. So I feel like the only way they'll be able to pull it off is if they use the Witchers to take out those very heavily armored and elite units of the Dwarves. So looks like by now, Lothlorien is non-existent. They've been taken out, but definitely got a lot of kills. Okay, now please don't use the Witchers against them again. Luckily, well, yeah, fortunately, the Witch Realm Blackguard have been committed again against the gosh, cannot speak. They have been committed against the Khazad warriors again, so that's good. Looks like the Netscape Bodyguard are also going to back them up. There's still 61 Uruk-hai infantry. Again, they're not going to be able to do pretty much anything at all against the elites of the Dwarves, but still, they might be able to provide a little bit of support. 96 to 93, it's within 3%. The attackers kind of brought it back a little bit. Oh man, this is an insanely close match. Man, there's a lot of bodies already though. Especially because Uruk-hai infantry and more, yeah, just Uruk-hai infantry being committed now. Yeah, out here, I mean, that was just such an aggressive play by the Dwarves and Elves, and it definitely paid off. They took a lot of casualties, the defenders, but they pretty much obliterated the entire Haradrim army without really too much trouble at all. Oh man, there's a lot of dead Haradrim due to the Lothlorien missile fire as well, but the 39 Blackhawk Engineers, who are also AP in melee, and the 20 Khazad Warriors have taken out the Demons of the Desert and Trollmen, so they're going to be committed down here against the Blackguard and Uruk-hai Infantry and Bodyguard. Please do not fire again. You need that ammo against the Dwarven elites. Still 77 Blackguard. I believe right here, yeah, the Bodyguard and Blackguard with the Uruk-hai Infantry will definitely be able to take out these Blackhawk Engineers and the 20 Khazad Warriors. But after fighting them, they will not. I do not think they will have enough to take out these Guards of Khazad-dûm and Mithril Guard. So they're really going to have to rely on their Witchers, especially because the Guards of Khazad-dûm and Mithril Guard are in shield wall. So if the Witchers are able to get a good hit on, it's just going to take out so very many of them. Uruk-hai Infantry actually pushed through and are now fighting against the Blackhawk Engineers. But yeah, the artillery in this game has just been insane. A lot of really good artillery hits. Blackhawk Engineers now charging down. Gonna get a nice downhill charge. 70, which are on Blackguard. But yeah, the Blacklock Engineers are definitely more sturdy than the Khazad Warriors, because the Blacklock Engineers do have hit points. They don't have shields, but they are AP and melee still. It's I don't know, because they're going to be able to inflict quite a lot of damage on all of the attacking units right here. So I just don't know. It's still just so very close. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. There's, what, 62 Witcher Blackguard, 27 Nazkai Bodyguard. Witchers aren't bad in melee when supported, rather like the Nazgul. But even they will not be able to take out the Mythilgard and Guards of Khazad-dûm. Joachim just really has to conserve his Witcher ammo left. He probably doesn't have that much left after that really good volley on the, I believe they were the Khazad warriors, but I don't know. Ooh, I didn't even notice the spiky shoulder pads of those shoulder guards of the Witcher Blackguard. It looks very cool. Uruk-hai is done fighting. He's gonna turn around. Oh wait, no, he's gonna fight again. Okay. Still, there are still 27 Blacklock engineers. Very expensive unit with hit points and can get a lot of kills with not only their crossbows but also with their little tiny hammers if supported. Only 59 Blackguard. Oh, goodbye, Khazad warrior. Uppercutted by a sword. Okay, the guards of Khazad-dûm are now coming down. Okay, so the Witchers really have to take advantage of this and fire at them before they get stuck in melee, because if the guards of Khazad-dûm are able to get in melee with the Nazkai Bodyguard and Blackguard before the Witchers are able to fire, I don't think the Witchers will be able to fire because with javelins and crossbows or archers or anything like that, if you're trying to fire at a unit that's too close to your own unit, they will not fire. So the Witchers really need to fire. Okay, they're marching. They're reloading, maybe? Oh, I don't know. Oh, man. Come on. Fire. Oh, nope. It might be too late. That might be it. I mean, they might be able to fire, but it's just, I don't know how the guards of Khazad-dûm were able to do a lot of damage. Yeah, see, the Witchers are trying to get into position, but they were just a little bit too far behind their own lines and to be able to fire before the Dwarves were committed in melee. Oh, they're reloading. Come on. You can do it, Witchers. Oh. Oh. Nope, that guy just kind of... Okay, yeah, they tanked it. Wow. They tanked the Witcher fireball. Okay, there we go. Taking out a few of them there. 3, but... Yeah. I don't know if it's enough. They also might be out of ammo now. See, the Blackguard are already taking a lot of losses. Probably gonna just speed it up here a bit. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and speed it up at least a little bit. So I do think it's gonna be a victory for the defenders, but I mean I still don't know. It's still within 1%. Oh, and the Witcher's firing once more, but Guards of Khazad-dûm still just tanking it. And yeah, you can see the Blackguard now down to 27. Yeah. Looks like that's probably gonna be it. 99 to 97. I mean, it was just, look how close it is. I mean, within 2%, that's pretty insane. We're just firing again, but really not with the greatest effect there. And probably should just commit him. Yeah, well, they're actually still I'm surprised on how longer I've actually been able to fire. Oh yeah, Mythilgard just sitting up there waiting. Yep, that looks like it's gonna be it. Witcher's now being committed in melee. They were able to take out, looks like, half of the unit of the guards of Khazad-dûm, maybe a little bit more. But in the end, the attackers just didn't have enough. Probably needed a little bit better play on the part of Harad, but there's really not a whole lot he could have done. Maybe if they tried to protect their flanks from just the outmaneuvering over here on this side. I don't know, but it was just a really close battle. 98 to 100%, within 2%, very very close. Still, what is that? One Witcher. Let's see if he gets a kill. Come on, man! I believe in you. Oh, there goes the general, taken out by an Ironfoot spear. That's humiliating. I wonder if he was trying to make a run for the city center, try to capture it. I doubt it, but maybe. Man, that Witcher's just tanking hits. Still hasn't gotten a kill, though. Come on, man, I believe in you. Get here before the Mythical Guard does. Or no, kill the guy before the Mythical Guard gets here. Oh, nope, he's down. Wow, yeah, that was insane. Look, Bacon Fish getting 3,945 kills. The Dwarves getting 2,900. ANC getting 13. Joachim only getting... Wow! I did not think that ANC was going to get the most kills just because he was... his whole army pretty much was taken out pretty much right away. Jeez. But again, it was still a very, very close battle. Very cool to commentate. And again, big thank you to BaconFish302 for sending it to me. Take a quick look at his kills. 303 for his Galadrim veterans, 411 for his Sindar archers, 400 for his Sylvan heavy archers, 300 for his Galadrim mounted company. A lot of kills to go around. So yeah, very, very cool battle indeed. Another thank you to BaconFish302 for sending it to me. Okay, so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. If you didn't, just tell me what I did wrong, and I'll be sure to fix it for the next one. So anyway, guys, farewell wherever you fare. Till your eyes receive you at your journey's end.